Hi there, my name is Jerry Hinds and I'm the president of the Association of Comic Artists Singapore, otherwise known as ACAS. My journey comprises of childhood dreams. Like most kids, you see something and from there you're taken by it. When I was about 4 years old, I saw this character and I was looking through the comic with my brother. Well, I was probably about 3, not 4. And my brother said to me, "This guy's a good artist," referring to the artist in the comic. I was totally lost for words. I didn't understand what he was talking about. He then took me to the front of the comic and showed me something like this. See here, these are the creators of the comic. I didn't for once suspect that someone actually did that work on the paper. You don't think about things like that when you're young. From that moment, I wanted to be a comic artist or be involved in comics in some way. And the name of that artist at that time was a gentleman named Don Heck. So I could quite safely say that Don Heck changed my life somewhere around the late 60s. And that's how I got interested in comics in the first place. Iron Man, as I just showed you, was my first favorite. And next came Spider-Man. But the next big phase in my influence by comics came in the 70s when I discovered a character named Captain Marvel. And he was created by Jim Starlin. Sorry, not created, embellished by Jim Starlin and my other favorite artist, Gil Kane. And I even took those comics to bed with me, sleeping next to me. As time went by, I actually got involved in the commercial sector. So I went into advertising first as a visualizer, and because I was interested in comics, it involves images and words. So doing copywriting was quite natural to me. And copywriters, well, creative directors and art directors earn a lot of money. So I kind of lost my way there for some years. I went into the commercial sector, did advertising, creative directing and art directing, and chief copywriting, that kind of thing. But after moving to Singapore in 1997, I discovered that here, comics were not so common as something you would create. Back in England, where I was born, there are many comic artists. It's a huge industry there. But here it was something quite different. And certainly, people who can tell you how to create a comic was very far and few between. So I joined the Association of Comic Artists back in mid-2000, and after a couple of years then I became the president. And back in the old days it was more of a place where pretty proficient artists would come to get their work published. But what I recognized there straight away was there wasn't that many proficient artists. There weren't that many proficient writers in the form of graphic novels. So we needed to broaden, we needed to spread our knowledge. So that's how we got where we are today. Going to schools, going to tertiary institutions, holding workshops, teaching digital and traditional disciplines, helping with editing, all aspects of graphic novels, comics and manga. That's what we do, and I'm still freelancing a bit, but getting closer and closer to this being a totally full-on gig. And I think if you can make any kind of living out of your hobby, you've definitely succeeded somewhere along the line.